Dan Musial will hit third. He'll be at first base. Then hitting fourth, right fielder Del Ennis. Center fielder Ken Boyer will hit fifth. Then hitting sixth will be Wally Moon in left field. Obie Landreth will do the catching. He'll hit seventh. Eddie Casco will be at third base. And the pitcher will be Little Murray Dixon. The veteran right-hander has won 3. He has lost 2. He has no record with the Brooklyn Dodgers yet this year. He's 0-0 with them. On a lifetime, he's 18-28. Last year, he had a 1-5 record with Brooklyn. The batting orders are now being taken up to home plate with the umpires, Secoy, Landis, Baker, and Ascoli officiating. It'll be Secoy behind the plate, Landis at first. Baker will be at second base, and Ascoli will be at third. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, they'll line up this way this afternoon. Gil Hodge is still out nursing bruised ribs. Gilliam leads off. He'll be at second base. Hitting number 2 will be third baseman Pee Wee Reese. Hitting third, center fielder Duke Snyder. Elmer Vallow remains in the cleanup spot. He'll be in left field, followed by Gino Simoli, the right fielder. He'll be hitting fifth. Hitting sixth, Roy Campanella to catch the first game. Hitting seventh, John Roseborough will be back again at first base for his third straight day. Charlie Neal will be the shortstop, and the pitcher will be young Don Drysdale. Drysdale has won 5 this year, has lost 3, and with St. Louis, he is 1-0. He defeated the Cardinals 10-4 at St. Louis back on the 20th day of May in his only previous lifetime start against them. He pitched, however, only 7 innings and ran out of gas. In 73 innings this season, Drysdale has allowed only 60 hits with 20 walks and 58 strikeouts and has an earned run average of 2.71. His 1956 earned run average was 2.64. The Brooklyn Dodgers coming out now to take the field. And as the day starts, we should like to remind you that Milwaukee is riding in first place in the National League. Cincinnati is in second, a half game off the pace. Then comes Brooklyn and Philadelphia tied for third and fourth. They're 2 games behind. Philadelphia is actually 2.5 behind. St. Louis is 2.5 games behind. So they are the ones that are really tied. Philadelphia and St. Louis. Brooklyn standing in third place in the National League. Philadelphia and St. Louis actually tied for the 3 and 4 positions. So we're getting ready to get this one underway. We're expecting a big afternoon of it, a real Schaefer afternoon. And now stepping up will be Don Blussingame to lead things off for St. Louis as Don Drysdale has taken the mound. Drysdale throwing a few pitches down to get the feel of it. Frank Secoy, the plate umpire, standing just outside waiting to call the first batter up. And on this fine, sunshiny afternoon with a slight wind blowing in from behind right field, we're to get the first game of this doubleheader started. This will be the getaway set of games for the Brooklyn Dodgers. They'll be showing up for a game tomorrow night with the now league-leading Cincinnati Redlegs. And stepping up to the microphone to bring us the play-by-play for the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn on this first game of the doubleheader, here's a guy who has just said that this is the greatest day he has ever seen. Vin Scully.
Thank you, Al. Hi, everybody, and it sure is. We certainly hope things are going just right for you, wherever you may be, for things are just fine right here. Don Blussingame, Alvin Dark, and Stan Musial. Should anybody get on, maybe we'll see Del Ennis. We have a lot of Indians around the ballpark today. Just to add to the proceedings, we'll tell you about them. Members of the Shinnecock tribe who will put on a tribal war dance in between games. They gave out tomahawks to manager Alston, Pee Wee Reese, and our good friend Jim Murray, and also a big Indian headdress to Herbie Sharpman, the photographer. Fastball to Don Blussingame in for a strike, on 1. I wish I could find the big chief of the Shinnecocks, and that in between games while we'd have them do the, well, not the rain dance, the cool weather dance. If you know any Shinnecock Indians, give them a call. The strike 1 pitch to Blussingame is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's make a pact, okay? From now on, it's just a nice day. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. And just try and forget all about it. Blussingame batting .298. 2 home runs, 28 RBIs. Drysdale ready, and the right-handed delivers. Fastball fouled away, 1-2. Nice crowd on hand, and friends, if you're anywhere in the vicinity of the ballpark and you decided, well, not too much to do around the house, well, we still have seats for you out in left field in the shade of the upper deck. A nice breeze beginning to ripple up from back of the right field corner and slanting over to left. Like to have you with us. Drysdale checking signs with Campanella. 1-2. The count to Don Blussingame. Drysdale ready, and the overhand curve cut on it. Missed strike 3, and that thing broke sharply down at Blasingame's feet. So Don Drysdale starts off on the right foot, strikes out Don Blasingame, and it brings up Alvin Dark. Alvin Dark batting .315 with 2 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Drysdale ready and delivers, and the curve over for the strike, on 1. Frank Sikori, the plate umpire, Stan Landis at first, Bill Baker at second, Frank Dascoli on the line at third. Cardinals with 2 ex-National League managers in the coaching line. The strike 1 pitch to Dark, fastball, and a line drive foul outside of first, 0-2. Mr. Terry Moore coaching at first, one of the truly great fielding center fielders of all time. And around at third, a great third baseman, the smilingest man in the National League, I guess, Stan Hack. 0-2 to Alvin Dark. 1 out on the first, no score. On deck, Stan Musial. Drysdale ready, and the strike 2 pitch. Fastball at the knees, call strike 3. So Mr. Drysdale has chopped down 2 men, Blasingame and Dark on strikes. Stan Musial being announced to the crowd and gets an ovation. He's quite a fella. Stan might tear the walls down, but they like him very much over here in Brooklyn. He's batting .357 with 13 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Fastball hit to the hole and through, and Mr. Stan has hit in 15 straight. Now do. The Musial singles to right with 2 out in the first inning. In case somehow you might have missed it, the Braves sent Ray Crone, Danny O'Connell, and Bobby Thompson to the Giants, and the Giants sent off the redhead, Mr. Shane Deans, to Milwaukee. Understand Ray Crone is going to be put right into service today. He planned to pitch for the Giants. Stan Musial at first, 2 out, and Del Ennis the batter. Del hitting .257. Drysdale ready, and the fastball is low, ball 1. Ennis with 8 home runs, 35 runs batted in. You figured out the Braves, of course, this is more or less what the people around baseball would certainly call a one-year move. It's not anything for the great future, but the Braves want to win so badly this year. So they made the deal. The 1-0 pitch to Ennis is golfed at and hit up along third, foul, 1-1. Meanwhile, the Giants get Danny O'Connell, and they'll probably play him at third. Danny's played second, short, and third, and I think most people would agree he's better at third base. They have Bobby Thompson to play in the outfield. And they have a fine young pitcher, Mr. Ray Crone, who could very well be the sleeper in the deal. The 1-1 pitch to Ennis, curveball, fouled away again outside of third, 1-2. Alan Rawson, going back through Stan Musial's private war against Brooklyn pitching, finds that base hit to right field was his second single, that's all, against Brooklyn this year. He has hit 4 doubles and 2 home runs. Fastball hit to the hole and through into left field for the base hit. Vallow comes on to field it, and so Del Ennis singles to left. Drysdale, after striking out Blasingame and Dark, now gives up consecutive singles to Musial and Ennis.
Number 14, Esquire, center field.
Kenny Boyer batting .249. He has 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Playing center field, doing a good job. It's amazing the Cardinals had 2 of the more prominent young rookies breaking into the National League at one time, both in center field, and you figured, well, their problems there were certainly solved. Instead, Rapolsky, the left fielder, he went. Bill Verdon, who is the fine center fielder, he left. Wally Moon, who was a fine center fielder, is now in left. So the third baseman, the all-star third baseman, Kenny Boyer, is now the center fielder for the Cardinals. Fastball, line to left field. Vallow comes on. It's in for the base hit. Here's Musial around third, coming to the plate. He'll score easily. And so with 2 out, the Cardinals hit Drysdale for 3 consecutive base hits, and they have a run. Boyer singles to left. Musial scoring, 1-0 Cardinals. All right, the batter is Wally Moon. Drysdale delivers, fastball for the strike, 0-1. Moon batting .280. has 12 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Del Ennis at second base, Kenny Boyer at first. Musial over with the run. But after striking out Blasingame and Dark, the Cardinals come up with 3 consecutive base hits. Drysdale turns on the rubber. Now he's ready. The strike one pitch, changeup cut on is a high pop fly. Charlie Neal backing out on the grass. Vallow charging in. Neal is calling and makes the play. So in the top of the first inning, the Cardinals come up with 1 run on 3 hits, all with 2 out, and they leave 2 men. At the end of half an inning, the Cardinals won, and the Dodgers will be coming up.
Jim, ready for the last half of the first inning, old boy.
Okay, Jim Gilliam, Pee Wee Reese, and Duke Snyder. Last of the first, 1-0 Cardinals. Murray Dixon. Been red hot on this eastern swing for St. Louis. He has 3 consecutive complete game victories. He leads the majors. I don't know where I got that line. Hold it. The first pitch now to Gilliam is outside, ball 1. He beat, 7-1 at Milwaukee, 6-0 at Pittsburgh, 5-2 at Philadelphia. He's not started against Brooklyn this year. Murray Dixon against Don Drysdale in the first game, and Willard Schmidt going in the second. Dixon ready. Murray delivers 1-0, and the pitch is cut on and fouled away, 1-1. Murray Dixon, of course, a fine pitcher with the Cardinals and with Pittsburgh. He used to throw just about every pitch in the book. He'd throw fastballs, curveballs, sliders, changeups, screwballs, knuckleballs. You come up with it, he had it. Sinkers. Now he's more or less staying with the knuckler. Knuckler dancing outside, ball 2, 2-1. Cincinnati did not score in the first inning, so the Giants at bat now. 2-1 the count to Jim Gilliam. Dixon ready and delivers. Knuckler, and there's a line drive to right field. It's a clean base hit. Oh, Jim Gilliam opens up and jumps on a knuckleball and singles to right. The Dodgers were quite surprised. They faced Dixon one time in relief. He got 2 men out. And they noticed that night out at St. Louis, and they pounded Dixon a little bit too, the fact that all he threw were knuckleballs. Well, we'll see if they can guess correctly, and if that's all he's throwing, the Dodger book will have to be changed on Murray Dixon. Gilliam inching off the bag at first, and Musial holding as Reese steps in, batting .232. Dixon ready, there's the knuckler, makes him move out of there, ball 1, 1-0. Reese has 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Eddie Casco on the edge of the infield grass at third. Dixon straddling the rubber, now gets up on top. 1-0 Cardinals, last of the first inning. There's a high pop fly. Going out is Dark. It could be a little bit of trouble as he makes a complete turn. Coming in is Boyer to help out, but Boyer just watches now as Dark takes it. Alvin going out into left center, making a complete turn to make the play. 1 out, and here's the Duke. Duke batting .256. He has 11 home runs, 26 runs batted in. On deck, Elmer Vallow. The infield way overshifted around towards first. Dark over to his left to plug up the middle. The outfield deep to right. Knuckler, the line drive deep to right field. It's going to be halfway up the screen. The ball is finally fielded by Ennis. Holding at third is Gilliam. Snyder slides at second. He's out at second. Duke Snyder is out at second base on a strong throw by Del Ennis to second baseman Don Blasingame. And going around to third base is Jim Gilliam. Will give Snyder a base hit, and he's out stretching. Gilliam advancing to third on the play. Gilliam going, but nevertheless the ball had hit and came right back into Del Ennis' hands, and Junior had no chance to come to the plate. down, Gilliam at third base, and Elmer Vallow the batter, hitting .346. He has 4 RBIs. Dixon ready, winds and delivers. Knuckler low and inside, and Landreth is fighting that baseball to death. I tell you, do you ever see a goalkeeper in hockey? Hobie's doing everything possible to prevent it from squirting through to the backstop, and then, of course, allowing Gilliam to come over. Boy, what a battle he's giving that ball. Ball players call it boxing a few. The 1-0 pitch to Landreth. Knuckler outside, and Hobie stayed with it to grab it, ball 2. Landreth looks into the dugout, just shakes his head and gets back behind the plate. Elmer Vallow waiting, 2-0 the count. Gilliam at third base. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals 1, Dodgers trying to pick up a run and tie it up. Dixon staring in. Now Murray's ready. Looks to Gilliam. The 2-0 pitch to Elmer Vallow. Fastball cut on and a little pop-up. Just up along third. Coming down for it is Casco and makes the play. So Elmer Vallow pops up to Eddie Casco, and the Dodgers have their bid denied. In the first inning, no runs, 2 hits. 1 man left on as Snyder is out stretching. At the end of 1 inning, the Cardinals 1, the Dodgers nothing. Drysdale ready and delivers. Fastball cut on and missed for a strike. And I imagine Hobie up there now hitting. It must be a pleasure to him to see a fastball after handling Murray Dixon's knucklers throughout the first inning. Hobie batting .182. He has 4 runs batted in. Drysdale back again. The overhand curve misses outside. 1-1. Say, before we were talking to you about the Milwaukee Braves and the New York Giant trade. And it's conceivable with a lot of folks perhaps getting up very early this morning and heading out, you might have missed the Yankee trade. The 1-1 pitch, fastball cut on, is a high foul to the left of the plate. Campanella is calling as he shields his eyes from the glare and makes the play. 1 up, 1 away. Well, the Yankees in Kansas City had themselves another trade. The Yankees sent to Kansas City second baseman Billy Martin, infielder, outfielder Woody Held, who played the infield a great deal at Denver, but during the spring played a lot of center field. He has a fine arm. Ralph Terry, a young pitcher, and Bob Martin, M-A-R-T-Y-N, whom the Yankees, I think, consider the second fastest man on the squad, back of Mantle, an outfielder. I would tell you who the Yankees got from Kansas City. The pitch to Eddie Casco is down low, ball 1. The Yankees got Harry Simpson. Harry had a rough spring. He had chipped a bone in his ankle, was out quite a while. He's an infielder and outfielder. Plays first base when he's in the infield. The 1-0 pitch to Eddie Casco. Fastball missing, ball 2. Reinald Duran, and of course that's a name to strike fear in the hearts of any batter. He is very, very fast, but he also has, well, not too good eyesight. Very wild. The 2-0 pitch to Casco, fastball bounced away foul, 2-1. So Harry Simpson, then Reinald Duran. The Yankees faced Duran this year, and Gil McDougall came up with quite a quote about Duran. McDougall said Duran's going to beat a lot of clubs just using fear psychology. Gil, of course, honest enough to admit that you are afraid up there when a fellow throws that hard and you're not too sure where the ball's going. 2-1 pitch is a curve outside, ball 3, 3-1. The Yankees also got a young outfielder who played some center field for Kansas City, Jim Pisoni, out of the Texas League. And they got an infielder, played a lot of second base, by the name of Milt Graff, G-R-A-F-F. 3-1 pitch is a fastball low, ball 4. So Eddie Casco walked with 1 out in the second inning. Cardinals leading 1-0. So thumbnail sketches on the men. To Kansas City, Billy Martin, Woody Held, Ralph Terry, and Bob Martin. From Kansas City to the Yankees, Harry Simpson, Reinald Duran, Jim Pisoni, and Milt Graff. Murray Dixon, not a bad hitting pitcher. He's hitting .222 with 4 runs batted in. Up there with 1 out, and Eddie Casco at first base. Cardinals have a run, Dodgers nothing. We're in the second inning, the first game of a doubleheader, a big day in baseball. Drysdale ready, takes a peek at first, whirls and fires over there, and Casco's back. Eddie's fast, the Dodgers know about him. Drysdale turns on the rubber now and goes set. The pitch to Dixon, sidearm fastball over for the strike, on 1. Cincinnati at bat at the Polo Grounds have already picked up 3 runs. They are still swinging and lead the Giants 3-0 in the second. It's 2-1 Milwaukee over the Phillies at the end of 5, and 2-0 Cubs over Pirates at the end of 4.5. Strike one pitch is bounced slowly down to Gilliam, whose play is at second. They get the force. The throw to first is not in time. The ball wasn't hit sharply enough to get the double play. Force play 4-6. 2 down in the second inning, and the batter, leadoff man Don Blasingame, who struck out in the first inning. Went after a sharp curve that broke right down at his feet. Blasingame forgot his helmet, so he has to go back to the Cardinal dugout now and get one. Don batting .297. He's had a fine series, especially defensively. Boy, he's been all over the field. The pitch is cut on a comebacker, and Drysdale stays with the hot one and throws him out at first. One bouncer right at the right side of Drysdale's ribs, and he made his play. 1-3. For the Cardinals in the second inning, no runs, no hits. They leave a man. At the end of an inning and a half, the Cardinals 1 and Brooklyn nothing.
As we go into the last half of inning number 2 right here on the Schaefer broadcast. Roy Dixon back to the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. They're leading in the ball game 1-0. They have 1 run on 3 hits. Brooklyn no runs on 2 hits. Brooklyn's first man will be Gino Cimoli, then Roy Campanella, then Johnny Roseboro. Then it's going to be something this afternoon. It'll be a doubleheader. Nice long one.
I was just thinking while you were talking to the folks, Al, and we had the thought, so kept looking it up and came very close. Murray Dixon will be 41 years old in August. That's a warm day here in New York. You know that Murray Dixon was pitching professional baseball when Don Drysdale was 1 year old. That's something, isn't it? Murray's quite a man. If you could stay in the kind of shape he's in, the boys say, oh, when he reports to spring training, all he has to do is take a shower and a shave, and he's about ready. No, I'm not looking at you, Al.
I think you were.
No. Heavens to Betsy. Gino Cimoli batting .339. He has 8 home runs, 25 runs batted in. 1-0 Cardinals, bottom of the second. Cimoli, Campanella, and Roseboro. Dixon ready now and knuckles the first one way high right at Cimoli's helmet, and Gino just dances away from it. Ball 1. Drysdale was born in 36. Dixon was pitching in 37. The 1-0 pitch to Cimoli. It's cut on, a bouncer by the mound down to Dark. He takes it on a big hop, throws to first, and that's it for Cimoli. 1 up, 1 away. We'll send 3 games from Cincinnati. Monday night, June the 17th. Wednesday night, June the 19th. And Thursday night, June the 20th. From Cincinnati, all 3. The airtime, 8:55 for each game. Then a week from Monday, Monday night, June the 24th, from St. Louis. Airtime, 8:55. Wednesday night, June the 26th, from Milwaukee. Airtime, 8:55. And Sunday afternoon, June the 30th, the first game of a doubleheader from Chicago. Airtime, 1:55. Campanella up there, swings at the first pitch and loops it to center. Kenny Boyer had no jump on the ball, and it's going to drop in front of him for the base hit. Boyer seemed to just freeze momentarily. Perhaps he lost the ball in the white shirt background. Belated start, and the ball had dropped in for the single. Third hit off Murray Dixon. Remember, all those televised ball games will be sent back to you on WOR-TV, Channel 9, and, of course, all Dodger games, day and night, home and away, on WMGM Radio and the Brooklyn Dodgers Radio Network. So we'll be talking to you while we're away. Johnny Roseboro batting .125. John has 1 base hit in the major leagues. That was a drag bunt against Lindy McDaniel, Friday night's game. Dixon's knuckleball is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Cardinals 1, Dodgers nothing. Roy Campanella at first base. 0-1 to Johnny Roseboro. On deck, Charlie Neal. Dixon set the strike 1 pitch. Knuckleball cut on and missed. 0-2. Has to count his way now. Roseboro waiting. The strike 2 pitch to John. Golfed at and missed. Strike 3, and down he goes. I think maybe it sounds monotonous, doesn't it, if I keep saying a knuckleball, knuckleball, knuckleball. If it bothers you, I'll stop using it for a while. Maybe it does. It's a cinch on a hot day like today. We're not trying to get anybody mad. So we'll just say Dixon pitches for a while to vary things. Neal batting .273. Murray delivers, and it's outside, ball 1. Neal with 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Campanella at first, 2 out in the second inning. Cardinals 1, Dodgers nothing. Dixon checking signs. Murray ready. Delivers, and the 1-0 pitch is outside, ball 2. 2-0. The Dodgers had 2 base hits in the first inning. Gilliam singled, and after Reese had popped out, Snyder hit the screen in right. Del Ennis threw a strike to second. Snyder was out, and Gilliam had to hold at third. And then Vallow popped up. Here in the second inning, sandwiched in between outs, Campanella singled to center. Count to Charlie Neal, 2 balls and no strikes. Dixon ready, and the 2-0 pitch to Charlie. Cut on and missed, 2-1. Dixon ready, and decides to throw to first. Campanella's back. 2 out in the second. Cardinals 1, Dodgers nothing. First game of a doubleheader. Dixon delivers 2-1, and the pitch is cut on and bounced down to Blasingame, who's up with it cleanly, goes to Musial, and that's it. Play going 4-3. In the second inning, no runs, 1 hit, a man left on. The end of 2 innings of play, the Cardinals 1, the Dodgers nothing. Right now, Tex Rickett is making an announcement. We're not too sure if we can pick up his words. We know what he's going to say, perhaps we'll just fill you in on it. Tex is now making the announcement to the folks here at Ebbets Field that this is Father's Day, and we certainly want to welcome all the pappies who are here at the ballpark. We have our own pappy at the controls. And we have a special Father's Day section in the upper deck, section 17, 19, and 20. And now we have a round of applause for all the dads here at the ballpark. In that corner up there in the upper deck are some of the greatest athletes of all time. No doubt telling their sons just how they did it years ago. And the sons just as proud as they can be. It makes quite a picture. Section 17, 19, and 20. We ought to kind of wrap them up a little bit. There's a special crowd today. It'd be nice if there are a couple of, nice, easy, high fouls up there, and some fathers make the catch. That's a great thing to see at a ballpark, to see a father catch the ball and turn and hand it to his son and say, see what I mean? I used to do that all the time. Well, we got anything new on the scoreboard while I babble away here?
What about when a little 8-year-old boy catches one, hands it to his dad, and says, Pop, this is for you?
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
To say the least. Cincinnati and the Giants at the end of an inning and a half. Cincinnati 3, the Giants nothing. At the end of 6 innings and a half, it is 2-1, Milwaukee over Philadelphia. First game of the doubleheader. All right, then.
Okay, we'll get a few more scores in as Dark fouls the pitch away. 0-1. Cubs and the Pirates, it's 2-1 Chicago at the end of 5 and a half innings. In the American League, not much to report yet. Don't think we're trying to slight the American League, but the Eastern teams are out west. And with the time difference at all, we don't have too much to report. The Yankees at Kansas City, they're not even warming up yet. Drysdale ready now, delivers to Dark. Changeup is hit off the hands foul outside of first base, 0-2. Washington and the White Sox are playing a doubleheader. That just started, Ramos against Wilson, and Washington did not score in the first inning. First of 2, Baltimore and Cleveland, Johnson and Mossy. 3-2 in favor of Baltimore at the end of 3 and a half innings. Drysdale ready, the strike 2 pitch, a changeup reached for and tapped down to short. Charlie Neal has to hurry. His off-balance throw is in time. Nice play by Charlie. Dark way out in front on the chain, just kind of tapped it by the mound. Neal, who was deep, had to charge and just seemed to wrist that ball over to first base. So Dark is out, short to first. One up, one away, and here's Mr. Musial. Stan batting a cool .360. He's singled to right in the first inning. He has hit in 15 straight games. Drysdale changes up and misses low and inside. Ball one. Drysdale ready. 1-0 pitch to Musial. Fastball fouled away. 1-1. Philadelphia Phillies have come to life in the bottom of the 7th inning. They have pushed over a run to tie the Braves 2-2, and the Phillies are still at bat. So we'll watch that for you, and any further report, gladly pass it along. Drysdale delivers. Fastball hit to Neal's right. Charlie up with it. He has to make a long throw. It's in time. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Neal. You know that fella can play shortstop? He made 2 plays right there that would just about tell you he can do it. He had a charge, a slow ground ball hit by Dark and flipped it to first. And that time, he had been overshifted near the bag at second, had to go to his right and had to throw from the grass. And got Musial. 2 out. Here's Del Ennis to single to left. Del batting .261. Drysdale delivers. Fastball. Line drive. Off Charlie Neal's glove and on out into left field. Charlie trying to backhand the bullet and couldn't do it. They probably would have elected him mayor if he had held on to that one. Okay, Ennis singles to left, and he ripped that one. That's his second hit. Hit number 4 for St. Louis. And the batter, Kenny Boyer. Campanella had something to say to Drysdale before Boyer came up. Well, remember, it was 2 out in the first inning, and runners at first and second. Boyer single to left, and Campanella appeared to be a little upset at whatever Drysdale had thrown or where he had put it. And Drysdale seemed to agree with Campanella. He was a little bit mad at himself, so the base hit drove in the run. So let's see how they work on Kenny now. Boyer batting .253. Drysdale ready and delivers. Overhand curve, low and outside. Ball 1. Breeze has picked up a bit. Kind of nice out here at the park now, coming from right field corner, slanting over to left. The 1-0 pitch to Boyer, fastball, missing outside, ball 2, 2-0. A lot of blue skies up above. Nice to have them with you. Drysdale ready, checks first. The 2-0 pitch, curve outside and backhanded nicely by Campanella. That thing was heading for the backstop, ball 3. We have a nice crowd on hand today. It is not capacity, anything like that. There are some scattered empty seats in left field. Nevertheless, it's a nice turnout. I'm glad to have the folks here to kind of say goodbye to Brooklyn. They'll be going out on their second Western trip right after the doubleheader. 3-0 pitch, a fastball at the knees for ball 4. So with 2 out, Kenny Boyer draws a walk. Del Ennis advancing to second. So Drysdale having the 2-out blues. Run came over in the first inning with 2 out. He doesn't jam here in the third as Wally Moon comes up. Moon popped a short in the first inning. By the way, we're happy to announce our Schaefer Award winners, and the young man at shortstop who's been writing his name in capital letters defensively today, Mr. Charlie Neal, is one of the 2 award winners. The other pitcher, Eddie Roebuck. The first pitch to Wally Moon is slapped foul on a bounce into the seats off third. 0-1. Moon batting .279. Cardinals 1, Dodgers nothing. We're in the top of the third inning. 2 out. Del Ennis at second, Kenny Boyer at first. Drysdale ready, and the strike 1 pitch. Moon swings and misses, 0-2. I think Moon had guessed correctly that time. I don't know whether he just guessed at it or what. But Wally started to move up in the hitter's box as if he expected to change, and he got it. He swung and missed. 0-2 the count. Drysdale staring in. Runners inching away from first and second. The strike 2 pitch. Curveball inside and low. Ball 1. 1-2. 1-2 pitch to Wally Moon, cut on a bouncing ball, hit to Jim Gilliam, who waits for Roseboro to get to the bag, then hits him with his throw. So Moon goes out, second to first. In the third inning, no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on. Well, the Cardinals have left 5 now in their 3 innings. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, the Cardinals won, Brooklyn nothing. And as we're being serenaded by Miss Gladys Gooding in the background, let's listen to Al.
Well, fans, what would you say it takes to make a great ball player? Lots of natural talent? Oh, sure. That's the material the coaches work with. But what else? You guessed it. Experience. Well, you know it takes the same combination, fine materials plus experience, to make a great beer. Schaefer beer. You bet. The Schaefer people choose rich barley malt and tangy hops and other fine natural ingredients. Then they put real old-time brewing skill to work. Skill that's been perfected in 115 years of experience. The result? Oh, man, for that answer, you just sip a tall golden amber glass of Schaefer. It's beer at its best. Beer that gives you the lively, satisfying flavor you want but don't always find. So remember, fans, when you want real enjoyment, you have a cool, foaming glass of Schaefer beer. It's real beer.
Dodger pitcher number 53, Don Drysdale.
Now we go to the last half. Of inning number 3, Don Drysdale will be the first man up for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and we'll jump off to the top of the batting order for Gilliam and pick up Reese. Right now, let's pick up Vin.
Well, while we have a chance before Drysdale comes up, we'd like to say hello and a big fat welcome to a happy group of folks sitting in the upper deck, halfway between home plate and first base. Members of the Chamber of Commerce of Southampton, Long Island, and we certainly greet them and hope they have a fine day. The folks from Southampton are with us. Don Drysdale, Jim Gilliam, and Pee Wee Reese, bottom of the third, 1-0 Cardinals. Drysdale is 0 for 22. Dixon delivers, and the first pitch cut on and fouled away, 0-1. That was not the you-know-what. Looked more like a curveball. Dixon pouring at the dirt in front of the rubber. Cardinals have run on 4 hits. The Dodgers no runs on 3 hits. We're in the bottom of the third. There's the knuckleball. We'll say it now, and that's inside, 1-1. Dixon just staring into Hobie Landreth. Now Murray's ready. The 1-1 pitch to Drysdale, cut on as a little fly ball into shallow right center. That could be trouble. Blasingame out, but it drops behind him, and Drysdale safely on with his first hit of the year. Don Blasingame knew the ball was going to be trouble. He was charging out there, and the ball landed behind him. He was running with his back to home plate. So Don Drysdale, after 22 futile attempts, comes up with a base hit. Little looper into right center. That's hit number 4 for Brooklyn. And it brings up Jim Gilliam, who singled to right in the first inning and got around as far as third. Jim batting .247. Dixon checking signs now. Drysdale inching off the bag at first. Musial not holding. He's back of the runner. Dixon delivers. Gilliam tries to bunt and fouls it away. 0-1. Jim not trying to drag a bunt. He's trying to dump it up along third. 0-1 the count. Dodger fans begin a little hand clapping now in the background. Gilliam waiting. 0-1 the count. Dixon ready. The strike 1 pitch. Cut on and dribbled away foul on a full cut. 0-2. The Phillies are still out down there in the 7th inning. They had scored a run against Milwaukee as Granny Hamner hit a home run to make it 2-2. No further report. Cincinnati 3, Giants nothing at the end of 2.5 innings. Strike 2 pitch is cut on and missed. Dropped by Landreth, but first base is occupied, so there's no need for a throw. Well, Gilliam strikes out. 1 out and Reese the batter. Pee Wee popped up to short in the first inning, 0 for 1, batting .229. Dixon looks out. Alvin Dark had made a sign to him, and if you read the sign correctly, Dark put his glove to his chest, and it probably means that Alvin will be covering the bag at second if there's a play. Drysdale inching off first. Dixon ready. Murray delivers to Reese. Pee-wee swings and doesn't get it. 0-1. You know, there's a lot of guesswork around second base when a batter like Reese is up there. Figure he might be playing hit and run, but a hit and run man doesn't necessarily have to hit behind the runner. In this case, Dark's figuring that maybe Pee-wee will, so he'd cover the bag. I'm guessing all the time in this game. That's what makes it so tough. Dixon ready, takes a look at Drysdale. The strike one pitch to Pee-wee. In the dirt, jumps away from Landreth, and there goes Drysdale. He's around second, makes a big turn, hesitates halfway, slips, and he's in trouble. They're going to hang him up. Landreth throws to second. Big Don goes diving back like a rag doll, and he's in. You know who we just saw between second and third? Ichabod Crane, by goodness. That's just who he looked like. If you ever studied English in school, Ichabod Crane. Oh, my. Don Drysdale, 6'5", and about 3'8" of him was going to third, and about 2'7" was going the other way. He almost twisted himself right out of his uniform, and big lanky Don finally dove back on his chest and made it. The wild pitch got him to second. Boy, did he look funny. Excuse me, but it was funny. All right, 1 ball and 1 strike to Pee-wee. The dirtiest pitcher on the Dodger staff right now is Don Drysdale at second. The pitch to Reese is cut on and missed. 1-2. The knuckleball went in the dirt, jumped right between the feet of Landreth, and went all the way back to the backstop. Drysdale started to stop at second, picked up, continued on, and actually got halfway between second and third. He then made up his mind he had better get back to second and stumbled. So Landreth started to run the ball back to the infield, staring at the pitcher, making him commit himself. And then he fired just a little to the right of the bag, and Drysdale did a swan dive, and that's a cruel way to describe a swan, but he made it back. The 1-2 pitch to Reese is cut on a bouncer to Eddie Casco at third. He'll hold Drysdale and throws in the dirt, and Musial can't dig it out. So Reese is safely on at first, and Drysdale remains at second. Well, the official scorer figures that Musial, with his glove flat in the dirt, should have still been able to come up with it, and Stan draws the arrow. Boy, this is quite an inning. There's a meeting at the mound now. Drysdale at second, Reese at first, 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Cardinals 1, Dodgers 0, and the batter is Duke Snyder. Oh, gee, I wish I'd seen Drysdale going back to second. Duke Snyder batting .260. He singled off the screen in right field in the first inning, was thrown out trying to stretch. Oh, Dixon in a jam. Murray looks to his base runners. Now delivers to Snyder, and it's way outside, ball 1. The count of the Duke. On deck, Elmer Vallow. No action yet in the Cardinal pen. 1-0 Cardinals, bottom of the third, 1 out. Drysdale at second, Reese at first. The 1-0 pitch to Snyder. Cut on is a high drive to deep right field. That's a way out there. It's going to be off the screen. Drysdale had held up. Now he's around third, coming to the plate. He'll score. Dark throws to the plate, not in time. And boy, was there confusion on that one. Don Drysdale is black. He is absolutely the dirtiest young pitcher in the league right now. Filthy dirty, but he's carried over the tying run. Newcomb, Halston, Cavallella, half the Dodgers come to greet him. What happened was the ball as it hit to right. Del Ennis did a very fine job of making believe he had a play on it. Drysdale held at second. Reese was running, and he almost ran up Drysdale's back. The throw by Ennis came in towards third base and was cut off by Dark, and Drysdale got in under Dark's throw and Reese advanced to third. So Snyder's second hit. A run batted in. It's all tied 1-1. Elmer Vallow the batter, and this has been a wild inning. Vallow hitting .333. Takes a pitch low and outside. Ball one. Well, Drysdale comes over on the base hit. Reese goes around the third. The Dodgers 1 run on 5 hits, and the Cardinals 1 run on 4 hits. 1 error. Reese coming down off third. Snyder at first, held on by Stan Musial. The 1-0 pitch to Vallow. Cut on, tap to the hole on the left side, and barehanded by Dark, and they get the force at second. A great play by Dark, and the throw now will get Snyder at second base. There'll be an argument at second with second base umpire Bill Baker. Billy Herman and Walter Alston are arguing that the throw had pulled Don Drysdale off the bag. Reese is over with the run to make it 2-1 Brooklyn, but things are bubbling here at Ebbets Field. Alston and Herman are fuming mad. The argument continues with Bill Baker. Herman is really the heated man. Alston kind of standing aside. Now Walter does a little chewing himself. Alvin Dark made a magnificent play going into the hole. He could not backhand the ball with his glove. He actually barehanded it, pirouetted in the air, and fired to Blasingame, who just did toe dance the bag for the fourth. So Vallow hits into a fourth place, 6-4, on a great play by Alvin Dark. The run comes over. It's 2-1 Brooklyn. 2 out on the third. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodgers Radio Network.
Tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 4, Dean Hunter plays the top hit recordings on the record bandwagon.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany. WOKO, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington.
All right, Gino Cimoli, the batter. Not too many runs over here in the third, but boy, they've been dancing in the air. It's 2-1 Brooklyn now, and Gino Cimoli, the batter. Vallow off first with 2 out. Dixon delivers. Cimoli takes low. Ball 1. Boy, what a great play by Dark. Vallow robbed of a base hit, and instead it's turned into a force play at second. Reese carrying it over. Brooklyn 2 runs, 5 hits. Cardinals 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. Cimoli waiting. Dixon delivers 1-0, and the pitch is down low. Ball 2. 2-0. Herman Wiemeyer continues to loosen up down in the Cardinal bullpen. Dixon ready. The 2-0 pitch is cut on, whipped off his right leg. It staggers him. He chases it, picks it up, and throws. Not in time. Murray Dixon had a hot one right off his right leg. It really staggered him on the mound, but he chased it anyway. Out on the grass towards short. His throw a little too late. And Cimoli literally gets a base hit off Dixon, off his right leg. Oh, this is something. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Brooklyn 2, Cardinal 1 in the third inning. And Roy Campanella the batter. Campy blooped the single to center in the second inning. He's batting .276. Ebbets Field rocking today, and it's just the beginning. We got quite an afternoon in store for us. Hope you have plenty of Schaefer. Dixon ready now. Campanella waiting. The pitch to Roy is low at his feet. Ball 1. Campanella, the 7th man to come to bat here in the third inning. The Dodgers have scored twice. They lead 2-1. Elmer Vallow at second base. Gino Cimoli at first. 2 out. Dixon ready, takes a peek at his runners. Now the 1-0 pitch. Campanella takes on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now Campanella's mad at plate umpire Frank Sicori. red-hot ball game, Schaefer weather in New York. You got it all here at Ebbets Field today. Dixon ready. The 1-1 pitch to Camp is outside, a diving, lunging block by Hobie Landreth, or that pitch would have been back to the backstop. 2-1. On deck, Johnny Roseboro. One pitch to Campanella. Cut on is a high drive to deep left center field. Blair going near the wall. That ball is gone. Campanella whacked his 9th home run, a low line drive, just taking off in the vicinity of left center. Kenny Boyer ran parallel to the wall and finally just disconsolately had to drop his hands to his side, and the ball actually went right down an exit way in the left center field seat. Freddie Hutchinson out to the mound, and that will be all for Murray Dixon. Herman Wiemeyer is coming in, and the Dodgers have come up with 5 runs in the 3rd inning, and now lead the Cardinals 5-1. Boy, what an inning. Well, Herman Wiemeyer taking over for Murray Dixon, and Dixon, who had 3 complete game victories in a row, has to come out. Enough things happened to him out there in the field, he could write a book on the inning alone. So Dixon gives way, and Herman Wiemeyer takes over. Murray Dixon worked 2 2/3 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 5 runs. He had a wild pitch, did not walk anybody, struck out 1. Oh, Herman Wiemeyer taking over. Herman, you remember, perhaps one of the finer performances of his career. He turned it in against Brooklyn in an extra inning ball game. He pitched 12 of a 16-inning game. Wiemeyer is making his 6th appearance in relief. He has started 7 ball games. He has 2 wins and 4 defeats. We checked with the official score and found out that the Dodgers, having scored 5 times here in the 3rd inning to lead 5-1, only 1 of the runs earned. Herman ready and delivers, and Roseboro takes a strike, 0-1. So, by the way, anytime Campanella hits a home run, he establishes a new record in the National League for most home runs hit by a catcher. He had tied Gabby Hartnett at 236, and he hit one the other day to break the tie and stand alone, and now he takes another giant step. He's now at 238 in his career. New mark for National League catchers. Wiemeyer works to Roseboro outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the end of 8 innings, Milwaukee 3 and the Phillies 2. The end of 4 innings, Cincinnati 3, Giants nothing. At the end of this inning, we'll give you a complete rundown of the scores. 1-1 to Roseboro. Cut on is a high drive to left field. Back goes Moon to the wall, reaches up and grabs it. Oh, Johnny Roseboro came within a couple of feet of hitting his first Major League home run. Instead, it's a long out. Now, to add it up, 5 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error, that by Musial. There was a wild pitch. There was the wildest rundown between 2nd and 3rd we've seen in a while. And a chance for Don Drysdale also to get a rest. I wonder if we went in and changed uniforms. We'll wait and see. 5 runs on 4 hits. Nobody left on base. And the big blow, the home run by Campanella. At the end of 3, Brooklyn 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The Cardinals 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. So Don Drysdale in a new uniform. He's washed off half the grime that he picked up at second base and also at home plate. There's also a psychological angle, too, you know, about putting on a clean uniform. You feel a little bit better, maybe fresher. The Dodgers hope it will work. But Drysdale was quite a moving man out there in the 3rd. The end of 3 innings of play, Brooklyn 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Cardinals 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. Another moving man, Mr. Hobie Landreth, will be coming up. He'll start it off in the 4th. And for the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn, brewers of America's oldest lager beer, and for the play-by-play, here's Al Hofer.
Thank you very much, Vin. Hi, everybody. Well, Vin really got himself a workout in that last half of the 3rd. It was really something. 5 big runs and 4 hits for the Dodgers to pick up the lead 5-1. Hobie Landreth is 0 for 1. The first pitch to him is high and outside for ball 1. Landreth, a little left-hand hitter, fouled out to Roy Campanella to start things in the 2nd inning for St. Louis. Landreth batting 178 as Drysdale comes in with a fastball, and it's laced down across the carpet to short. Jim Gilliam digs it out, snaps his throw to Roseboro, and that's all for Landreth. 1 up, 1 down here in the top half of inning number 4. Eddie Casco drew a walk when he came up in the 2nd inning, so he's coming up for his first official at-bat, hitting at 293. Brooklyn leads at 5-1. They have 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and St. Louis 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. Sidearm fastball is fired in there for the strike. Casco, right-hand hitter, stands about 3/4 deep in batter's box. Drysdale, tall, skinny right-hander, delivers a sidearm fastball, and it's popped foul to the stands out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Following Eddie Casco, we'll have pitcher Herman Wiemeyer coming up. He relieved Murray Dixon after 2 2/3 innings. Gone to the boards. Murray charged with all 5 runs. Curveball swung on and lifted out to right field. Off to his right goes Gino Simoli, and the Frisco kids got it. 2 down, top half of the 4th inning. Coming up to the plate now will be Herman Wiemeyer. He's had 2 runs batted in for the Cardinals this year, hitting at 235, 4 for 17. Hits him pretty well. Drysdale takes his sign from Campanella. Down comes the first pitch, and Wiemeyer watches the fastball streak across the face for ball 1. 2 down, the base is empty, top of the 4th. Brooklyn 5 and St. Louis has 1. Drysdale pumps once, kicks and throws. A sidearm fastball, and Wiemeyer fouls it off to the left of the plate. The 1 ball, 1 strike count on St. Louis relief pitcher. Just the beginning of a long afternoon between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Brooklyn Dodgers. Got another one to go after this one. Probably Willard Schmidt going against Koufax or Padres in the 2nd game. It all depends on how this first one comes out. The 1-1 delivery. Overhand fastball swung on and missed. 4, strike 2. The ball was fired in just off the letter. Strike 3. So that's all for Wiemeyer. Called out on strikes. Young Drysdale hangs up his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. And the score at the end of 3.5 innings remains St. Louis 1 and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 5.
You know what our plans are for tonight? We fly to Cincinnati.
Oh, well. With or without airplane.
Back down.
Charlie Neal coming up now in the last half of the 4th inning. He's 0 for 1. He closed out the 2nd inning, rolling out to the right side to Don Blossingame. Herman Wiemeyer ready to go again. Big blonde Cincinnati Dutchman twists, kicks, and throws. A big curveball. It's hit right back to the mound. Wiemeyer's got it, flips over to first base, and Charlie Neal is out. 1 away in the last half of the 4th inning. The batter now will be Don Drysdale. Well, Don started things off in the 3rd inning with a looping single into right center. And had himself a heyday and a picnic on the base paths. Deserves the round of applause he gets as he comes up to the plate right now. Drysdale 1 hit and 23 at-bats, so that gives him the lofty percentage of 0 for 3. Don waggled that bat around. Facing Herman Weimar now. Weimar delivers to him, and Drysdale cuts at it and doesn't get it. Strike one. I go along with Vinny and what he said about Drysdale. You should have seen him hanging up between second and third. He was going in all directions, all ways, at all times. At the same time, or something. Curveball is under his knees, and Drysdale's count now is a ball and a strike. Ever see one of those cartoons where the subject is running one way and decides to go another, and he bends in the middle, sort of skids along and then starts back? That's what Drysdale looks like. The 1-1 delivery, fastball swung on. There's a long drive. The kid got a hold of one. It is well belted into the seats for a home run for Drysdale. Well, the slugger Drysdale that is, won't have to hang up between second and third. He comes on in. Don Drysdale, he really belted one into left center. Big Don Newcomb shakes his hand as he comes in, and the ball club pops him. That's the second Major League home run for Don Drysdale, his first this year. He really has come out of his batting slump this afternoon, hasn't he? Oh, great goodness. This is the kid's day. That's it, number one, run number one off Weimar, and up there now is Gilliam punching the first pitch back for strike one. Foul ball to the net. We've kept telling you all spring long that this Drysdale can hit a ball when he gets a hold of it. Kid just proved it. Got the fans buzzing. 6-1 now in favor of Brooklyn. High curve ball to Gilliam is outside, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. I tell you, Mr. Scully, when we get on that airplane tonight and fly down to Cincinnati, there'll be no holding that Drysdale in his seat. Weimar delivers. One looks like a knuckling. It's punted down the third baseline. Coming in fast is Castle. Up with the big throw. Not in time. It's wild. There goes Gilliam. He's going to try to make it to second base. Closing game up with it, and he can't make a throw. Gilliam is in there. That'll be a hit and an error. Jim Gilliam is successful on his bunt up the third baseline to get a single. And then when Casco's bare-hand pickup throw to first was wild, he moves on down to second base on the error by Eddie Casco. That's the second error for the St. Louis Cardinals. And Pee Wee Reese comes up to the plate now. Weimar surrendered his second base hit. Gilliam in pretty good scoring position in the 6-1 ball game in favor of the Dodgers. Down comes the pitch. Reese after hits a high fly ball in the short left field. Wally Moon comes charging in for it, has the good shot at it and takes it. Gilliam holds right there at second. Snyder gets a round of applause below these many days. Duke's been going up there to the strains of mixed emotions. But the Duke has 2 for 2 this afternoon. He's driven in 1 run. He's hit 2 singles high off the screen. Right field. In the first inning, he was out trying to stretch it into a double on a fine throw from right fielder Ennis to Alvin Dark covering at second base. They're going to put him on. They're not going to monkey around with him. Oh, Snyder will be walked intentionally. That'll be the first base on balls. Picked up by Brooklyn this afternoon off the combined pitching of starting pitcher Dixon and the now reliever Herman Weimar. There's ball 4, and Snyder is off to first base. That'll bring on Elmer Vallow. Elmer Vallow retired the side in the first inning with a pop up to third base. And then in the third hit a rifle shot down to shortstop. Down to second base, and he forced Snyder at second from passing game to shortstop Dark. Elmer Vallow, a left-hand hitter, batting in the cleanup spot at .321. Elmer, very determined, square-shouldered guy. A likable fella. After a curveball and hits it out into right center field. Coming on for it is Ken Boyer, and Boyer makes the catch. So in the 4th inning, the Dodgers pick up a run on Drysdale's home run. There were 2 base hits. In the inning, there was an error. and there were 2 men left on. So the score at the end of 4 full innings of play, it is Brooklyn 6, and the St. Louis Cardinals have 1. The first half of this game was brought to you by the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn, brewers of Schaefer Beer, America's oldest lager beer. Now your host for the next 5 innings will be Lucky Strike, the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked. It's made by the American Tobacco Company. Tobacco is our middle name. Well, still a week's time to enroll your boy in the Dodger Town Summer Camp at Vero Beach Ford, everybody. If your boy is between 10 and 16, if he likes sports, if you want to place him under expert coaches in a well-disciplined, well-planned program of sports competition, you couldn't believe me, you couldn't find a better camp than Dodger Town. The time's a-wasting, so you'd better telephone first thing tomorrow. Call Maine 45091. That's Maine 45091. Now we move into the top half of inning number 5. The first man coming up will be Don Blossingame for the St. Louis Cardinals. So I'll just light you up a lucky now, and we'll see what happens as Blossingame, Dark, and Musial will be facing Don Drysdale. 4 inning totals, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, Brooklyn, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, St. Louis. Drysdale's run of fastball is over for strike 1. At the beginning of play today, the St. Louis Cardinals won 4th place, 2.5 games off the pace. Sidearm fastball, hit foul off the third base side. Check up on the standings once more. Just to make sure. Philadelphia and St. Louis were tied 2.5 games behind for 4th and 5th place. Brooklyn had 3rd place exclusively. Cincinnati was in 2nd and Milwaukee in 1st. Drysdale delivers, the pitch is swung on and laced out into right field. That's going to be in for a base hit. It's up the alley going to the wall. Blossingame is on his way to 2nd. Samoli picks up out there and throws in. Here comes Blossingame moving on over to 3rd. It'll be a sliding triple for him. Blossingame triples up the alley in right center. That's at number 5, given up by Drysdale. 1 run, 5 hits for St. Louis now. They have Blossingame at 3rd and Alvin Clark. The old pro coming up to the plate. Clark's out there thinking for you all the time. Called out on strikes in the 1st inning, grounded to short in the 3rd. Drysdale ready to work to him, does. Pitch swung on. Lined out into right center field. That's in the alley, too. Snyder goes over to cut it off and knocks the ball down. The run will score easily as Dark goes steaming into 2nd with a double. Oh, a triple followed by a double, both to right center, has produced another run. And before we have Musial up there, let's pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, WOKO, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington.
Dan Musial coming up to the plate. Nobody out, 1 on, 1 run scored, 6-2 the score in favor of Brooklyn. Sidearm fastball to stand as high off the face. Ball 1. Manager Austin gets up and looks down at the bullpen. Denotes he wants some action. Eddie Roebuck gets up and he'll start the throw down in the Brooklyn bullpen. Pitch swung on by Musial and popped back foul. Count is 1-1 on him. Moving away from 2nd. Drysdale to the top of the stretch. Checks down Musial. 1-1's him. The curveball is timed and popped out in a very short left center field. Coming on is Almavallo, and he can't get it. It drops in front of him. Did a pretty good con job on making Alvin Dark believe he was going to catch that ball. Dark had to hold up, so he moved only down to 3rd base. Musial, a little popper out into left center for the base hit. Alvin Dark moving over to 3rd. That'll be hit number 7 off young Drysdale. Nobody out, runners at 1st and 3rd, and the batter coming up will be Dal Ennis. Walter Alston is called for time, and the manager comes walking out of the Dodger dugout. He'll go out and talk to young Drysdale. Eddie Roebuck is down in the bullpen, cranking her up. Quite a spot. Because here Drysdale is leading by 4 runs. Nobody out, and runners at first and third, and he hasn't pitched these 5 innings to leave a ball game with a commanding lead. So, what do you think Walter Austin's going to do? Leave the kid in there and take a chance, or will he bring in Eddie Roebuck in hopes that they can stop it right here and now? Of course, that's one of the problems the manager has. He's got to make the first guess, and he's got to make his first guess right. He doesn't have a chance to look back over everything in retrospect, or a chance to change his decision once he makes it. No, sir. The manager cannot be the second guesser. He's got to be the first guesser. And Walter Austin is going to take Drysdale out of the ball game right now. Eddie Roebuck is coming on. So Drysdale pitches 4 innings plus 3 men. There's the announcement for Roebuck. He'll come on to pitch here to Del Ennis in the 5th inning. Nobody out, 1 run is scored. Dark is on at third. Musial is on at first. And Del Ennis, who has singled twice, both to left field, both times to left field, will be up to face Eddie Roebuck. While we check up on Roebuck's record, and Drysdale takes the long walk and gets a fine round of applause. We'll get over to Jerry for all of the news of the Lucky Strike scoreboard.
Okay, Al, 1 game is over. Milwaukee at Philadelphia, first game of a doubleheader. The Braves win it 3-2. 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Philadelphia 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Pizarro was the winner, and Miller, who relieved in the 8th inning, was the loser. Jones and Hamner had home runs for Philadelphia. Both came with none on. In the first game of single game, Cincinnati and the Giants, the Redlegs lead 3-0 at the end of 5 innings of play. Gross for Cincinnati against Crone, Davis, and Barclay for the Giants. At the end of 7.5, Chicago 4, Pittsburgh 1. Kaiser and Lown, who relieved in the 8th for Chicago, and for Pittsburgh, Arroyo, Face, and Klein. Bolger a home run, Banks a home run, and Moran a home run for Chicago. That's the first of a doubleheader. Yankees at Kansas City in the American League has not started. Cox against Morgan. Doubleheader between Chicago and Washington. First game, Chicago 2, Washington nothing at the end of 4. Minoso a home run in the first, 1 on. Baltimore-Cleveland doubleheader. First game at the end of 6.5. Baltimore 3, Cleveland 2. Johnston against Mossy. Boston-Detroit, 1-0 Detroit at the end of 3.5. Cornelius against Bunning. That's off the Lucky Strike scoreboard. Now back to Al.
All right, Eddie Roebuck's ready to go here to pitch to Del Ennis. Del, the big right-hand hitter. Roebuck comes in with that sidearm sinker, and it's swung on. Foul tip for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Eddie Roebuck, appearing in his 11th ball game, has won 1, he's lost 1. Started 1 game. Curves Ennis, and that's low, that's ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eddie Roebuck taking over for Don Drysdale. Here in inning number 5. 1 run scored, 2 men on, runners at first and third. Nobody out for St. Louis, and the Dodgers lead 6-2. Roebuck sidearms the next pitch in there, swung on and hit off the end of the bat foul off the first base side. But Terry Moore, the first base coach, knocks it down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Del Ennis will be followed by Ken Boyer. Then Moon if needed. Runners at first and third. Nobody out, top of the 5th. Blasingame opened with a triple to right center. Dark scored him with a double to right center. Curveball swung on it, long drive to left field. It's curving now and goes foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. can't close out young Drysdale's record as yet because the two men on the bases are his responsibility. So wait and see what happens with them before we can put it down. But we do know this: he cannot be the losing pitcher. Musial at first. Doc is on at third. Second is open. No outs. Roebuck fires in there and then swings and doesn't get it. Strike three. Ball was actually foul tipped a bit. Roy Campanella held it. Roebuck comes out of the bullpen, gets the first man he faces by strikeout. That'll bring on Kenny Boyer. Kenny drove in a run in the first inning with a line shot single to left field. He moved Stan Musial in from second base for the St. Louis Cardinal run in the first inning. He walked in again in the third, so he's 1 for 1. Boyer batting at .253. Right-hand hitter, tall, rather slender. Roebuck sidearms him, and the pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Repeating the score down at Philadelphia in the first game of the doubleheader, Milwaukee 3 and Philadelphia 2. That's the final. Roebuck delivers 0-1. His pitch is just low, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. At the end of 6 innings, Cincinnati continues to lead the New York Giants, their first of 2. Wait a minute, that's a single game. 3-0. Single game over Polo down. Single game Polo down. Now Roebuck sets. The 1-1 pitch, side armor, swung on and hit down back to third. Reese is up with it, makes his play to home plate as the runner breaks. Alvin Dark is tagged out. Throw down to Roy Campanella. So on the fielder's choice, Boyer moves up to second, and Sam Musial moves over to second base. Boyer on first. Sam Musial on second on the fielder's choice. Reese throwing out, Alvin Dark trying to score from third, to Roy Campanella covering. Oh, second out. Musial at second, and Boyer is on at first, with Moon coming up to the plate. Repeating in a single ball game, Cincinnati at New York, the Polo Grounds at the end of 6. Cincinnati 3, and the Giants have nothing. Chicago defeated Pittsburgh, their first of 2, 4-1. And Milwaukee took Philadelphia in their first of 2, 3-2. Totals on that first game: Chicago 4 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, and Pittsburgh 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error. Winning pitcher was Kaiser. Louis Arroyo lost it. Thank you, Alan. Now here's Wally Moon hitting left-handed. Down comes an overhand curveball, hit right back to the mound off of the knee of Roebuck. Gilliam alertly playing it, picks up close to first base in time. Well, that play will have to go 1 before the 3. That retires the side and leaves 2 men on. 1 run in the inning for the St. Louis Cardinals on 3 base hits. Well, the score at the end of 4.5 innings of play now, it is the Brooklyn Dodgers 6 and the St. Louis Cardinals have 2. Now let's have a word from Jerry Doggett.
Time to talk to you folks again about Lucky Strike. My purpose, of course, is to suggest you buy Lucky's. In support of this proposal, I might array any number of facts. For example, I might point out that Lucky's are all cigarettes, all fine tobacco that's naturally good tasting, that's toasted to taste even better. All these facts are true, of course. But how are you going to find out till you give yourself a try? Go Lucky. So buy Lucky, okay?
For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike. You'll say a Lucky's the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Last half of the 5th inning, Gino Cimoli coming on to bat, so let's get right back to Al.
Gino Cimoli has grounded out the shortstop, and he actually got a base hit off Murray Dixon's legs in the 3rd inning. Well, Cimoli hitting number 5 in the order, batting at .341. Weimar pumps and pitches, and Simoli takes a curve on the corner. Yeah, that's strike one. Simoli to be followed by Roy Campanella, and then by Johnny Roseboro. 6-2 Brooklyn. Weimar delivers to Simoli a soft curve, and Gino lines it foul just outside third. That'll be strike two on Simoli. Roy Campanella on deck to go next. Gino back in batter's box now. Weimar back, Simoli swings and misses, strike three. Weimar, that's his first strikeout. Coming up now is Campanella. Roy hit a 3-run home run in the third inning. Dropped in 3 of the 5 runs the Dodgers picked up in that third. Hitting his 238th home run of his major league career. And by establishing himself another record, he's the man of record now in the home runs for catchers. Pitch to him low, ball one. That is, he's the catcher of record in the National League. Most home runs hit by a catcher career. 1-0 delivery to him, way outside, and that's ball two. Many times it's been said and observed, it has its two fine catchers as Roy Campanella and Yogi Berra in opposite leagues at the same time. Sidearm curve to Camp, he's in there for a strike. Count is 2-1. Landreth, who started off the ball game catching Murray Dixon, had to jump all over the place. Has had a little easier time of it with Herman Weimar. 2-1 delivery. Overhand curve is tapped out in front of the plate and then kicks foul. A lot of English on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Roy Campanella. I hope as you're driving along in your car this afternoon and enjoying your lucky strike, that you'll take it easy and pay attention to all the rules of the road. Come home safely. Well, it's a beautiful day to be out, too. Fine day to be right here in the ballpark. Sidearm curve snaps off shoulder high outside for ball 3. Campanella now has the count of 3-2. 1 out, last half of the 5th. Nobody on. 6-2 the score. Brooklyn leads. Weimar, the relief pitcher for St. Louis, delivers 3-2, and the pitch is outside for ball 4. Campy walks. That'll be the second base on balls offered by Weimar. The batter coming up will be John Roseboro. Struck out in the second inning and just narrowly missed hitting a home run in the third. Sent a ball deep to Moon in left field. Wally had to back up against the boards to make the catch. Well, Roseboro, moving on, has just 1 base hit and 10 times up. That was a bunt single. We know he can clip the ball. He's proved it. Slender left-hand hitter. Weimar tries one on him at the knees, and Johnny doesn't go for it. That's ball 1. Swings on the next pitch and hits a high pop-up. Right back at pitcher's mound, first baseman Musial under it and hauls it in. Campanella hauling right on there at first base. 2 down in the last half of the 5th inning. The batter now will be Charlie Neal. Charlie's been up twice. He rolled out to the right side to second baseman Blessingame to retire Brooklyn in the second. And as the leadoff man in the fourth inning, hit back to the mound. It's thrown out. Wimar checks his runner, Campanella, delivers the plate, and Charlie kneels. Hits a high popper out into short center field. Kenny Boyer flips the glasses, comes charging on for it. Now he's got it. Well, that's all in the fifth inning for the Brooklyn Dodgers. No runs. There were no base hits. A walk left a man. Campanella was the man stranded at first base. Well, the score at the end of 5 full innings of play remains Brooklyn 6, and the St. Louis Cardinals have 2.
Into the sixth inning of the ball game with Landreth, Casco, and Wiemeyer first 3 due up to face Eddie Roebuck. And so now for Lucky Strike, right back to Al for the play-by-play.
All right, Jerry, the totals at the end of 5 innings, it's Brooklyn 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and the St. Louis Cardinals 2 runs, 7 hits, they have 2 errors. Down in the bullpen, McDaniel up throwing for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ron McDaniel throwing, brother of Lindy McDaniel. Roebuck's first pitch to left-hand hitting Landreth is outside for ball 1. Obie's 0 for 2. He fouled out to Campanella and was thrown out from second base in the fourth inning by Gilliam. Fastball at the knees gets him. That's strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lucky Strike, very happy to be puffing it to you from Ebbets Field, his first of the doubleheader. Curveball in off the fist. It's too tight up against the hitter. That's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Roebuck back to the hitter Landreth. Pitches him inside off the hands. Ball 3. 3-1. After the second game of today's doubleheader, the Dodgers will board their brand new Dodger Convair. They're winging out to Cincinnati. Fastball outside, ball 4. Well, Landreth walks to open the 6th for St. Louis. That'll be the third base on balls. St. Louis has picked up, and the first off Eddie Roebuck in relief. The batter is Eddie Casco. He's walked and he's flied to right. He's 0 for 1, batting at 290. By the way, that game tomorrow night will be heard over the Dodger Radio Network and WMGM, and also will be TV'd right back on Channel 9. Pitch to Casco low, ball 1. This trip, you'll see ball games, 3 of them from Cincinnati. You'll see ball games from St. Louis and from Milwaukee and Chicago. Curve in off the hips, twisting Casco out of there. That's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Landreth at first base, nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. The St. Louis Cardinals at bat. They're trailing 4 runs. The Dodgers 6, St. Louis 2. Second game here this afternoon. Will Schmidt probably against Koufax or perhaps Parsons. Sidearm curve is low at the knees. Right under the ball 3. The 3-0 delivery. Sidearm fastball is in for the strike. Count is 3-1. The end of 6.5 innings, Cincinnati in a single ball game with the Giants lead the Giants 3-0. First game of the doubleheader, Milwaukee beat Philadelphia 3-2, and Chicago took Pittsburgh 4-1. Curveball in the inside corner. Casco runs his count to 3-2. Down in the bullpen now for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Clem Levine starting to get that soup bone loose. Nobody out, 1 on here in the 6th inning. Landreth, the runner at first. Holds on the 3-2 pitches. It's fouled away down the third base side. Now for the 3-2 delivery on have Herman Wiemeyer, our pinch hitter, up there. Let's quickly pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, WOKO, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. The weatherman says mostly sunny, not quite so warm today with the chance of thunder showers. This afternoon, high 85 to 90. The time 30 seconds, 4 o'clock.
Joe Cunningham up there to bat now for Herman Wiemeyer, left-hand hitting outfielder, infielder. Batting at .311, takes the first pitch inside for ball one. So it looks as though Von McDaniel will be coming on to do the pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. It is he in the bullpen for them, right-hander. Roebuck is ready. Pitches, fastball inside off the hips. 2 balls, no strikes. Now Eddie is ready. Delivers a soft curve and gets that in under the letters. That'll be strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike. In the second game down at Philadelphia, Milwaukee will have on the mound Lou Burdette, and the Phillies will go with Curt Simmons. Burdette and Simmons. Milwaukee took the first game from Philadelphia 3-2. Fastball over the inside corner, off the hands to Cunningham. Strike 2, and that sets into John and Horn with plate umpire Sikori. Landers still down there at first base. Roebuck to the top to stretch. Delivers. And the pitch is low. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One out here in the top of the 6th inning. 1 base runner. Score 6-2 in favor of Brooklyn over St. Louis. First game of the doubleheader. Cunningham batting for Herman Wiemeyer, who pitched 2 1/3 innings. Gave up 2 hits and a run. Overhand fastball is inside for ball 4. And that'll move Landreth down to second base now as pinch hitter Cunningham takes first. 2 bases on balls given up by Roebuck, and will go to the top of the batting order to pick up Don Blossingame. Don was called out on strike, stepped back to the mound, and then hit a triple to right center field in the 5th inning and was scored as the 1 run. Cardinals picked up there in the 5th. Still 6-2. That's the score, 6-2. In favor of Brooklyn over St. Louis. Blossingame standing in now as Roebuck goes to the stretch. Delivers the plate. Soft curve. It's over the inside corner off the hands for strike 1. Roebuck taking plenty of time. Glenn Labine throwing hard down in the Brooklyn bullpen. He's just about ready. He stops every once in a while between pitches. Looks around to see what's going on. 2 walks have placed runners at first and second. There's 1 out. Sidearm pitch swung on and trickled up the first base line foul. Count now on Blossingame is no balls and 2 strikes. The Giants came up with a run in the 7th inning. So at the end of 7, it's Cincinnati 3 and the New York Giants 1. They're playing a single game at the Polo Grounds today. Starting pitcher in that ball game. He was relieved. Fastball swung on, hit in center field. It's in for a base hit. Schneider over to cut it off. Fires in quickly, and the bases are loaded. To a strike right into the plate, too, to Campanella. So 2 walks and a single to center have loaded the bases with 1 out. in the top of the 6th inning. Got off Roebuck, first hit. St. Louis now has a total of 8 base hits. They have 7 off young Drysdale, who went 4 innings plus pitching to 3 men in the 5th. When he was touched for a triple, a double, and a single, Walter Austin came out and got him. Now Roebuck with 1 out has the bases loaded behind him as the Brooklyn infield goes to double play depth. Up there is Dark. After the first pitch, it's a bounding ball to Neal. He goes back to Gilliam for 1. The throw on to first base, not in time. The run comes in to score. Cunningham winds up at third. Forsythe give Dark the RBI. Of course, the second is Blussingame from short second. The run scoring is Landreth from third base. Taking station now third is Cunningham. Roebuck coughs up a run. It's now 6-3 in favor of the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the St. Louis Cardinals have runners at first and third with Stan the Man coming up. Musial has 2 base hits and 3 tries, a couple of singles. Musial right now batting at .361. Roebuck delivers to Musial. The left-hand batter takes low and away for ball 1. Stepping down off third. Alvin Dark moving away from first. 2 down in the 6th inning. Musial digging in. Roebuck ready. Fires in there. Musial swings on the pitch. It's a high fly ball deep to right field. That's fair trouble. And it is over the wall for a home run for Musial. His 14th home run of the year, and he drives in 3 runs with it. So it's all locked up at 6-6. All the runs that are gotten here in this 6th inning by St. Louis are the property of Herman Wiemeyer, for whom they hit in the 6th inning. Well, Roebuck gives up his second hit. Second, third, and 4th runs. The batter at the plate now is Del Ennis. It's a strike on him. Well, if you don't like the complexion of the ball game, just wait a minute. It'll change. The 0-1 delivery. Del Ennis takes the curve, and it's in there at the knees for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. You count on Del Ennis. Boy, that Musial break up a ball game for you in a twinkling of an eye, or cement it up or something. All right, Jackson going down to the bullpen now to throw. Get ready for St. Louis. Pitch is outside. Del Ennis is counted as a ball and 2 strikes. Back on the 1-2 count to Ennis. The pitch is in there for strike 3. Now Ennis drawing a little bit to Sikori and doesn't seem to like it. That's not going to help him much. That's the 3rd strikeout for Eddie Roebuck. That's count up for damage here in the 6th inning. 4 big runs for the St. Louis Cardinals to tie up the ball game. There were only 2 hits in the inning, a single and a home run, but 2 walks were in there and figured prominently. There were no errors and nobody left on. Well, the score at the end of 5 1/2 innings of play. It's the St. Louis Cardinals 6, the Brooklyn Dodgers have 6. Jerry, I know you've got something, so speak your piece.
Right, Al. Say, fans, ever hear the expression good bulbs? Translated, that's baseball talk for a player with sharp eyes and a good sense of the strike zone. A guy who takes the bad ones and gets lots of wood on the good ones. Now try this one. Real smoking enjoyment. If you want to know what that means, just light up a Lucky. Why a Lucky? That's easy. A Lucky's a genuine cigarette. All cigarettes. All fine tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, sir. Smoking a Lucky is a genuine pleasure. A pleasure you can help yourself to right now. Enjoy the fresh-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. Last of the sixth inning coming on, and Lindy McDaniel's little brother, Vin McDaniel, now comes on to do the pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ball game all tied up at 6-6. The Dodgers 6 runs on 9 hits. The Cardinals 6 runs on 9 hits. A home run by Musial got it all caught up after Campanella's home run had put the Dodgers out in front by 5-1. So here we go, last of the sixth inning, and right back to Al. Did I hear you correctly? You said Lindy McDaniel's little brother? Make it younger brother. I was just going to say this fellow out there now is about 6'3". He's a pretty good-sized kid. He was signed by the Cardinals as a free agent, a bonus player. On the 23rd of May this year, he bats and throws right-handed. He was born in 1939 at Hollis, Oklahoma. 6 feet 2 1/2, weighs about 180 pounds, so he gives you the impression he's pretty much of a string bean right-hander. Sandy Amorose will bat against him. Takes the curve from the kid, good for the strike. He appeared, Vin McDaniel appeared against Philadelphia. He has no record. Only pitched 4 innings. Came in relief. Gangly right-hander pitches, and Amorose, batting for Roebuck, doesn't get it. So for Sandy now, the count is no balls, 2 strikes. 6-6, that's the score. So young McDaniel has to assume this ball game. Both Dixon, Wiemeyer, down to the boards this afternoon. Dixon off the hook, and Wiemeyer cannot win or lose it. Daniel delivers. His curve is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This guy posted incredible records at Arnett High School. 3 years, he won 44 and lost 8. That's winning a few ball games. Delivers an overhand curve, and Amorose beats this one up the first baseline foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sandy. What a combination this boy is, McDaniel. Probably the reason he gets the word Vaughn. He's German, Scotch, and Irish descent. That's mixing it up pretty good. Now the 1-2 delivery. Down it comes. Amorose swings and doesn't get a big curveball. That's strike 3. Amorose batting for Roebuck, strikes out. Now Jim Gilliam will get a crack, batting against this young fella. Year-older delivers. The curveball is inside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Jim Gilliam singled twice and struck out once. He's 2 for 3, batting at .249. 1-0 delivery. Fastball. Hit back foul. All tied 6-6. Each side having 9 base hits. Roebuck is out of the ball game after actually having pitched 2 innings. Clem Levine's the sole worker down in the Brooklyn bullpen, so it looks as though Clem will be coming on. 1-1 delivery. The curve, nicely in at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vaughn McDaniel. Lindy McDaniel's younger brother. Both of them pitching on the Cardinal staff. This one is the bonus baby. Out there in the mound, great big heave and a sigh. Now he lazily goes to the stretch, delivers 1 and 2, and the curve is just outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As I guess I should have said, as far as these McDaniel boys are concerned, this is the youngest of the bonus babies, because they both were signed for about $50,000 apiece, reportedly. Fastball swung on by Gilliam, hit to center field. Ken Boyer, and he strikes out there, hauls it down. That's
second out in the last half of the sixth inning. The bases remain empty. The batter coming on now will be Reese. Reese, the veteran, facing the kid. Vaughn has just taken his cap off to mop his brow, and you should see the shock of hair he's got. Stands straight up like a freight wig and cut off close. Is it the Ivy League style they call that? We used to call it crew cut. Which is which? Pee-wee Reese. Pitch to him is low for ball one. I can remember right on this field, Reese playing his very first ball game coming up as a Dodger. Hasn't changed a great deal. 1-0 pitch, curve on the inside corner to Fisk for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reese has gone 0 for 3 this afternoon. He's popped to short. Was a base runner in the third on Musial's fielding error on a low throw. And in the fourth, fly to left. Daniel tries the fastball, gets it in at the knees. That's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Doug Daniel, rather gawky and gangly. Cuts another pitch loose, and Reese takes that in there at the knees for call, strike 3, and that was a fast-breaking curveball. Captain's called out on strikes. Nothing across in the 6th inning. As young McDaniel hangs up 2 strikeouts in pitching 1 inning. Score at the end of 6 innings of play. St. Louis 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Brooklyn 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. But there are runs, hits, and errors all over the place this afternoon, so let's get to the Lucky Strike scoreboard. Jerry?
All right, Al, in the ball game at the Polo Grounds at the end of 7 1/2. Cincinnati 3, the Giants 1. Milwaukee won the first game from Philadelphia 3-2. Fazal the winner over Miller the loser. Second game, it'll be Burdett and Simmons, and no score at the end of 1. Chicago beat Pittsburgh 4-1. Kaiser the winner over Arroyo. And the second game, it'll be Rush and Perky. The Cubs now have beaten the Pirates 3 straight after the Pirates have knocked off the Redlegs 4 in a row, so how do you figure it? The Yankees and Kansas City game at the end of 3 innings, no score. Johnny Cooks against Morgan. Washington, Chicago, it's 4-2 Chicago at the end of 6 1/2. Baltimore-Cleveland first game, 4-3. Cleveland leads at the end of 8 innings of play. And Detroit leads Boston 1-0 at the end of 6 innings of play. And that's everything right off the Lucky Strike scoreboard. Well, you know, sitting here and watching that young Lindy McDaniel, I wonder how the kid feels. A month ago, he was a high school student out in a little town in Oklahoma. Here he is in the biggest city in the country, facing ball players like Amorose, Gilliam, and Reese, and just look cool as a cucumber. How about that?
Yeah, it reminds of young Bob Taylor, who came in and caught the other night for the Braves. I wonder how he felt. I guess you could say they both felt about the same, because it wasn't so long ago he was catching for his high school, too, out in Metropolis.
Well, that's what makes baseball a great game, Al, when kids can come out of high school like that, and when they got all that ability, come right up there and play.
Yeah, how old do you feel today, Dad?
Oh, about 16.
Hello. Yes, sir. I don't know, there's something about this great game of baseball. It keeps you thinking young, feeling young. Young Boyer's up there now to face Clem Labine, who hooks him, and it's in there for a strike. Clem Labine coming on. Clem Labine has won 3 and has lost 1. He saved 8 ball games for Brooklyn. It's swung on, has a long drive deep to left field. That's a well-hit ball, and it is gone into the left field stand for a home run for Boyer. Boyer hitting his 7th home run. 2 home runs that have been poked here. The St. Louis Cardinals this afternoon. The match for 2, hit by Brooklyn, 1 by Campanella, 1 by Drysdale. Oh, the Cardinals move out in front, 7-6. Well, that'll mark another 1,000 luckies for our honored hospitals on this broadcast. While they're mowing up there, taking a strike. Our honor hospitals for this broadcast this afternoon: United States Army hospitals at Fort Monmouth and at West Point. The result so far of today's play at 4,000. Lucky's all earmarked and ready for him. Moon swings on the next pitch, misses at strike 2. Levine ready to pitch again now to Moon. Starts his motion, delivers 0-2, fastball, outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moon backing off from a curveball, hooks in over the fist. That's ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The other night against the Braves, Levine came in and saved the ball game. Fastball just outside. Down to 3-2 now to Moon. Then came on the 13th. And lost one. First ball game. Big roar from the crowd. The Giants batting in the last half of the 8th inning have come up with 3 runs to move out in front of Cincinnati, 4-3. They're still at bat. Levine pitches. Low, ball 4. So Clem gives up first base on balls. Up to the plate now is the catcher for St. Louis, Toby Landreth. He's gone 0 for 2. He walked his last time out. That was in the 6th as the leadoff man. He scored one of the 7 runs the Cardinals now have. Levine whirls, throws to first. Moon has to dive in on his stomach. Down in the Brooklyn bullpen, right-hander Don Besson gets up and starts to throw. Levine, who's been having trouble with his shoulder, his left shoulder, ready to work to Landreth, but he backs away from the plate and calls for time. Here in the 7th, Boyer's leadoff home run has given the St. Louis Cardinals a 1-run bulge. Moon has walked. He's on at first. Roseboro holds the corner. And Landreth is the batter to be followed by Casco. Levine is set. Delivers. Hits a swung on. It almost hits Levine in the face as it goes by. Ripped out into center field. Moon goes down to second to hold on as Landreth singles sharply to center. Second hit off Levine. Now he's got trouble on the bases behind him. Runners at first and second. He's given up 1 run on the home run to Boyer here in the 7th inning. So that draws a conference at the mound. Eddie Casco. They're expecting him to bunt. The infield pulls in. Curveball to him is outside. He gives no indication and takes ball 1. Runners at first and second. Nobody out in the 7th. The Cardinals have gone ahead. On Boyer's home run, they lead 7-6. Putting on the double threat here in the 7th inning with Moon at second and Landreth on at first. Levine ready. Delivers to Casco and pitch swung on and bounded down to shortstop. Neal up with it, goes to second for 1. The throw on to first. There's the double play with Moon moving over to third. Well, that'll earmark another 1,000 luckies for our VA hospitals, Fort Monmouth and West Point. That's our Army hospitals. Let's go heading into a double play. batter come out of there. It should be Von McDaniel. He's looking around for a hat, hard hat that fits him. And here comes the kid. Well, he was out there stuffing that ball in pretty well in the sixth inning. Let's see how he is as a batsman. 2 down, runner at third. That's Wally Moon. 1 run has been scored. 7-6 ball game favors St. Louis. Levine delivers fastball. Kid takes it low. He stands about 3/4 deep at the plate. Slightly open stance. Sort of crouches and holds the bat way down with the knob. 6 feet 2 1/2. He has plenty of swinging room. Moon, a couple of chopping steps down off third as Levine delivers the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Levine taking plenty of time. Looks over at third now, looks down, delivers 1-1. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2. First game of the doubleheader, Cleveland pulls it out. Beats Baltimore 4-3. 4 runs, 6 hits and an error. Baltimore 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Johnson lost it, Connie Johnson, and Ray Narleski won it for Cleveland. First game of the doubleheader, 4-3 Cleveland over Baltimore. Third ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Well, that's all, as McDaniel strikes out to end things in the 7th inning. 1 run, there were 2 base hits. There was only 1 man left on thanks to the double play. Well, the score at the end of 6.5 innings of play, it is St. Louis 7, and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 6. Well, fans, what do you say we listen in on some thoughts as expressed by a Dodger fan, who incidentally is also a lucky smoker? Okay? Well, let's go.
Well, lucky 7th. Time for all the hometown fans to stand up and be counted. I guess I'll do likewise. Stretch way out. Oh, boy, that feels good. Now, where are my luckies? Fresh pack. Nothing like it. Lucky 7th and a lucky strike. Oh, boy, that's great. They're not just talking when they say luckies taste better. Tell you how much better. You light one up. You'll say a Lucky's the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Music by Gladys Gooding. We have had the 7th inning stretch. Offensively, we go to the last half of the 7th inning. Snyder, Bello, and Samoli up in that order. It's a 7-6 ball game with young Von McDaniel. 18-year-old youngster on the mound for St. Louis. It's his ball game to win it or lose it, and he has a 1-run bulge to go on. Duke Snyder standing in has 2 base hits and an intentional base on ball. So he's perfect so far for the day, 2 for 2. Daniel delivers him, and Snyder goes after it and doesn't get it. Snyder batting at 2-6-4. Elmer Vallow hanging around to be the next batsman. Young McDaniel pulls at the peak of his cap, straightens the headpiece, now he's ready to go. Snyder waving that bat back and forth menacingly. The pitch, Duke backs off and takes a curve in off the fists for ball 1. As soon as we find out what happens with Duke Snyder, we'll have the stations identify themselves, so stand by close to the switches, fellas. Now for the 1-1 delivery. Young McDaniel cuts it loose. Snyder looks at it, and it costs him. It's in there. Strike 2. Throws a nice curveball. Landreth working behind the plate for St. Louis, trying to help pace young McDaniel. Now the little fella got to flash out the signs. McDaniel's ready. The 1-2 pitch to Duke Snyder. Down it comes. Curveball is swung on, hit foul. Actually hit foul and hit the foot of Snyder and rolled out toward the mound, but foul ball, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. 7 runs on 11 base hits for St. Louis. Brooklyn 6 runs on 9 base hits. Well, New York beat Cincinnati 4-3. Single ball game. Giants 4 and the Cincinnati Redlegs 3. Final score. The 1-2 delivery. Snyder swings. It doesn't get a fast-breaking curveball off the pitch. That's the third strikeout for young Von McDaniel. In the 6th inning, he struck out Amorose, batting for Roebuck. Had Gilliam fly to center and then got Reese on called strikes. So he's faced 4 men and struck out 3. Now he'll pitch to Elmer Vallow. Eddie Casco comes across from third base to say something, young McDaniel. Tall, skinny right-hander goes to the rosin sack. Moves up there as Vallow, left-hand hitter, digs in. Elmer this afternoon is 0 for 3. He scored 1 run. In third inning, he was on by a force out. Takes a curveball, and that's in there for a strike. Young McDaniel spinning him in there pretty well this afternoon. It's his ball game to win it or lose it. He leads at 7-6. St. Louis 7 and Brooklyn 6. Pitches. Bellows swings. Hits a fly ball to deep left field. Going back at Moon to the wall. He leaps. He cannot get it. It bounces off the wall. Elmer Vallow on his way to second. Seams in there with a 2-bagger. That ball missed just by about a foot or so, going into the left field stand. Vallow hitting an outside pitch for a double to left field. Young McDaniel has been jolted for the first time. Well, here's another guy who can jolt you if he gets a hold of it. Gino Simole. Let's see, the Frisco kid has had 1 base hit this afternoon in 3 times up. Struck out his last time. That was in the 5th inning. The only time he got on base, he came in as one of the runs to score when Campanella, in the 3rd inning, unloaded his 9th home run of the year, his 238th of his major league career, for 3 runs. 7-6 the score. The Dodgers threatening to tie it here with 1 out in the 7th. Elmer Vallow on second base. McDaniel sets. Looks at second, delivers. Simole takes low and outside for ball 1. Takes a short lead at second base. Stands out there, hands on hips. Alvin Dark pulled down a couple of steps more now toward third base, laying back deep at short. The outfield about straight away to Simone. They're playing him deep. Right-hand hitter with an overly closed stance. Young McDaniel to the stretch. Comes set, delivers a sidearm curve that's low and away outside. Ball 2. This will be the first chance we will have had to watch McDaniel work with pressure on his shoulders. 1 out, Vallow in scoring position at second. Simole to be followed by Campanella. 7-6. That's the score. Favors St. Louis. Vaughn delivers. His curve is nicely in at the knees for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. At the end of 3 innings, the Yankees nothing and Kansas City nothing in their ball game out of KC. Repeating, the Giants beat Cincinnati this afternoon 4-3. McDaniel ready. 2-1's the plate. Pitch swung on. Hit up the third base side. Casco makes his play hurriedly to Sam Musial as Vallow holds second. There's the second out. Well, before we have Campy up there, let's pause for station identification now. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany. WOKO, the Capital District's most talked about station with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington.
Roy Campanella starting to dig in now for the Dodgers. Has singled, hit a 3-run home run, and has walked. Campy's batting average stands right this minute at .281. Elmer Vallow, the lone base runner for the Dodgers, is on at second. McDaniel checks him, delivers a curve to Campanella at the knees on the corner for a strike. Three years of high school competition. This young fellow won 44 and lost 8. An incredible record. Skinny left-hander ready. Sets. Delivers. A curve into the dirt, blocked by the chest of Hobie Landreth, his catcher. I don't know of anybody in the business of working behind the plate that scrambles more than Hobie Landreth does. He's fighting that ball all the time he's in there. He'll dive to his knees. He'll jump out on his chest. He'll do anything to get a hold of a baseball. Now the 1-1 delivery. The pitch is swung on by Campanella. Bounding ball to short. Dark is up with it. Oops, he threw across the diamond to Musial, and that's all for the Dodgers set in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit for Brooklyn. 1 man was left on. There were no errors. And the score at the end of 7. It is St. Louis 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Brooklyn 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. And now, let's have a word from Jerry Doggett. You've been resting quite a while, Jerry.
Yeah, Al. Say, you got your copy of the new Schaefer Lucky Strike baseball guide and record book yet? This handy little book is a must for baseball fans and particularly Dodger fans. 159 pages of records, diagrams of the ballparks, team rosters including uniform numbers, World Series and All-Star Game statistics, and much, much more. Now, here's how to get your copy. Send 50 cents, your name and address to Baseball Guide, Box 35, Brooklyn 1, New York. Baseball Guide, Box 35, Brooklyn 1, New York. Yes, sir, the Schaefer Lucky Strike Guide and Record Book is really something. So order yours right away today. Well, we go to the 8th inning now with the top of the Cardinal batting order coming on to face Clem Levine. The Cardinals lead it by 7-6 score. The margin now supplied by Kenny Boyer's leadoff home run against Levine in the 7th inning. Dodgers missed out on a chance by Elmer Vallow there in the 7th inning. Elmer's ball just missed by inches of going into the left field stands to tie it up. Elmer got the second, was left stranded there. So we go to play in the 8th inning, and again for Lucky Strike, here's Al.
Don Blassingame will lead things off for the St. Louis Cardinals. He'll be starting their 5th batting go-round. He's been called out on strikes. He's tapped to the mound. He's tripled to right center and singled to center. He has 2 for 4. Don, slender, left-hand batter, going along at 3:01. Clem Levine ready to go to work. This is Clem's ball game. He's the pitcher of record now for Brooklyn. Delivers. The pitch is a fastball through there for a strike. St. Louis has used 3 pitchers. This is the 3rd one to work for the Dodgers. Fastball, right in there again. That's strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Blassingame looks. The let-up curveball is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'd like to remind you all that we have a very interesting between-game show lined up today. The Shinnecock Indian Reservation from Southampton, Long Island, going to put on some of their Indian dances right here on the field. Pitch is swung on, missed, strike 3. So that's all for Blessing game. He strikes out for Levine here in the 8th inning. To Clem, his first strikeout. And back that off. Make that the second strikeout for Levine. Alvin Dark, the batter. He's at the first pitch and hits a bounding ball to second. Gilliam gloves it. On the come in, throws to Roseburg first, and that's it for the St. Louis shortstop. 2 down. Batter now is Stan Musial. Like we said a minute ago, we have some interesting goings-on here at Ebbets Field in between games. We have a real live Indian princess, Noadana. She'll describe them to the folks. Describe them to you, too, so stay tuned between games today for the Shinnecock Indians from Southampton, Long Island. Boy, that ought to be something. Stan Musial. Twice a single, once a homered, and 4 times up. And lifting that batting percentage up quite well. He's batting at .364. Takes the Levine fastball outside for ball 1. Cranks up again, fires that pitch in there. Musial after it, peels it back foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. If you're not keeping score with us and you're looking ahead to the last half of the 8th inning, it'll be Roseboro, Neal, and the pitcher spot coming up. Levine letting Musial cool out a little bit while he grinds a new ball around the palms of his hands. Now the 1-1 delivery. A little outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Stan the Man. 2 down, the bases empty in the top of the 8th inning. St. Louis 7, Brooklyn 6. New York took Cincinnati this afternoon in the single game at the Polo Grounds. The final score was 4-3. Johns coming from behind to win it. Curveball swung on by Musial and popped up into right field. Coming on is Gino Simole looking up into the sun and hauls it down. So that retires the side in the 8th inning. For St. Louis, they go down with nothing across. That's only the second time they've gone down flat. Score at the end of 7.5 innings now. It's St. Louis 7, and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 6. Jerry?
Now for a quick trip to the captain's corner. Captain Pee Wee, you're up.
I'm often asked to name my all-time all-star team of fellas I've played against. It's a tough thing to do. And you will notice I have listed quite a few Cardinals, but they have had some great clubs during my career. Well, here goes. First base, Johnny Mize. Second base, Red Shandies. Third base, Whitey Kurowski. Shortstop, Alvin Dark. Left field, Enos Slaughter. Center field, Willie Mays. Right field, Stan Musial. Best pitcher, Ewell Blackwell. Man, he was a nasty one on that mound. The all-around best hitter would have to be Stan Musial. I guess this is the kind of a team a manager dreams about.
Well spoken, Captain Reese. We got a suggestion for you before we focus back on the game plans. Light up a Lucky and enjoy the genuine pleasure of a genuine cigarette. You'll say a Lucky's the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked. Last of the 8th, Dodgers coming on with Roseboro, Neal, and Levine due up here to face young Vaughn McDaniel. So back to play, and here again is Al.
Johnny Roseboro has struck out. He's squad the left, and he's popped to first. He's 0 for 3 for this one. Playing his 3rd game at first base since having been brought in from Montreal. And in the way of base hits, Roseboro has 1 base hit. He got a bunt single. He's 1 for 11, hitting at .091. Left-hand batter. Vaughn McDaniel, 18-year-old right-hander, kicks and throws a curve that's low to Roseboro for ball 1. Don Besson gets up and starts to throw now in the Brooklyn bullpen. Probably will have a hitter for Levine in the last half of this 8th inning. Young McDaniel delivers again to this left-hand hitter, and Roseboro after it golfs one foul down the first base side back into the crowd out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. At the end of 3 innings of their second game, it's Milwaukee nothing and Philadelphia nothing. Lou Burdette going against Kurt Simmons. The first game went to Milwaukee 3-2. Chicago took Pittsburgh in their first game 4-1. Curveball to Roseboro was high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. In the second game of the doubleheader at Pittsburgh, at the end of 2 innings, the Pirates lead the Cubs 2-1. And at the end of 4 and a half innings, Kansas City leads the Yankees 2-0. Got a final here for you in the first game. We'll give it to you in a minute. Fastball, Roseboro cuts and doesn't get it. That's strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Chicago White Sox in their first game with Washington beat them 4-2. Jim Wilson won another one, and Pete Ramos lost it for Washington. 4-2 final, Chicago over Washington, first of 2. The 2-2 delivery to Roseboro. Curveball, and he swings and misses strike 3. McDaniel's pouring that ball in there. One fella's got 4 strikeouts now. See, he came on in the 6th inning. Set 4 men down in order, 3 by strikeouts. And then Vallo doubled. Now he set 3 more down. Facing 8 men, he struck out 4 of them. Charlie Neal, the batter. Charlie's drawn the horse collar so far. He's 0 for 3. And the pitch hits him on the left hip. Soft curveball. He twists but can't get away from it, so Neal is on. Ralph Willow's going to come up to bat now for LeBar. Charlie Neal, a base runner, and represents the tying run for Brooklyn. Is on at first base, hit for the pitch. Carl Furillo, right-hand hitter, moving on to bat for Clem Labine. Carl batting at 276. 276. One on, last of the 8th inning. 7-6 the score, St. Louis. Carl Furillo batting for Labine. Swings on a pitch and hits a high fly ball to straightaway center field. It's playable, and Boyer's under it and hauls it down. Hurries his throw in, and Charlie Neal, halfway to second, has to come back. 2 down in the last of the 8th inning. The batter now is Jim Gilliam. Down at Pittsburgh, at the end of the 2nd inning of their doubleheader, rain has come down and is holding up the ball game. Pittsburgh lost the first one. Chicago took them 4-1. At the end of 4 innings now, it's Milwaukee nothing, Philadelphia nothing in their nightcap game. Milwaukee took the first one 3-2. Giants beat Cincinnati in a single game at the Polo Grounds 4-3. At the end of 5, Kansas City leads the Yankees 2-0. Now let's take a look and see what happens with Gilliam. McDaniel checks his runner, looks at Gilliam, feeds a curve into him, and Junior slaps it foul off first base. No balls and 1 strike. Gilliam's been up 4 times. He singled twice. He struck out once and flied to center. Batting at 248. Dodgers have the tying run on here in the 8th inning at first base. The Cardinals lead them 7-6. McDaniel eyes his runner, Charlie Neal. Then looks down at Gilliam. Delivers, there goes Neal. The pitch is swung on and looped out into left field. Coming on for it is Moon, and he's got it. Well, that's all in the 8th inning for Brooklyn. No runs, there were no base hits. The hit batsman left 1 man on. Charlie Neal stranded at first. So the score at the end of 8 full innings of play. St. Louis 7, and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 6. Joe, you got a word for us?
I got the time, Al. It's exactly 4:55 Eastern Daylight Time here in Brooklyn. And it's light-up time. Time to light up a Lucky. So scratch a match. Stretch out and get set to enjoy the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. Lucky Strike. You know, fans, a Lucky's tops in any league. And no wonder. It's all cigarette. Packed firm with nothing but fine, naturally good-tasting tobacco. Tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. You bet. Make your next pack Lucky Strike. See if you don't say a Lucky's the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Now pitching for the Dodgers, number 46, Don Besson.
Going to the ninth inning, Del Ennis due up for the Cardinals, and coming on for the Dodgers is Don Besson to replace Labine. Labine went out for a pinch hitter, Carl Brillo. So back to the action, and here's Al.
All right, Jerry, Don Besson is appearing in his 11th ball game, all in relief. He's pitched 22 innings. His record with the league is 1 win and 2 losses. His earned run average is 5.73. Don Besson out there on the mound now, smoothing dirt. Standing outside. Batter's box waiting to get up there. Be Del Ennis. Then will come Ken Boyer and Wally Moon. If you're looking farther ahead than that to the last half of the ninth inning, it'll sort of be the meat end of the batting order up for Brooklyn. Reese will lead it off, followed by Snyder and then by Vallo. If anyone else is needed, Gino Simoli. It's a 7-6 ball game with the St. Louis Cardinals leading by the 1 run. They have 7 runs on 11 hits. They have 2 errors. And for Brooklyn, 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. The pitchers of record are Vaughn McDaniel for St. Louis and Clem Labine of Brooklyn. Clem now out of the ball game, and Besson is on here to pitch in the 9th inning. So we shall see what we shall see as Del Ennis steps up to the plate. Del singled twice, both times to left field, and then the next 2 times up struck out. He's 2 for 4. Ennis batting at 263. Right-hand hitter. Besson, right-hander, gets ready. Delivers an overhand fastball and pops that one through for a strike. Ennis turns and says something to Sikori. Now Besson sets. His 0-1 pitch. Another overhand fastball, and this picks an easy corner. That's strike 2. Second ball game. This afternoon we'll have Will Schmidt going for St. Louis, and either Koufax or Padres pitching for Brooklyn. That'll be the getaway game for the Dodgers. Another overhand fastball is blown away, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Del Ennis. Dodgers board their conveyor and move out to Cincinnati to begin third western swing, which will carry them to Cincinnati, St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Chicago. They'll play 15 games in 14 days on this western trip. Fastball outside. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Del Ennis. By the way, 6 of those games are going to be televised right back on Channel 9. 3 at Cincinnati, that's on June 17th, 19th, and 20th. 1 at St. Louis on the 24th. 1 at Milwaukee on the 26th of June. And then the first game of the doubleheader from Chicago on the 30th of June. Well, you can hear all the ball games right where you tuned right now. Pitch swung on by Ennis. Pounded right back to the mound. Besson flags it, fires to first to Roseboro. There's the first out in the 9th inning. 1 down. The batter coming up now will be Boyer, whose home run leading off in the 7th inning has given the St. Louis Cardinals their advantage. Hit it off Clem Labine. Boyer has 2 hits in 3 at-bats. Got a single left in the first, walked in the third. Was a runner in the 5th on a fielder's choice. That cut a run down at the plate, and then homered in the 7th. Boyer batting at 2.55. Besson curves him, and the pitch is swung on and laced out into right center field. It's in for the base hit. Simole goes over, grabs it. Boyer holds on at first, content with a single. Gives him 3 base hits, 4 times up. Single to right center. That off Besson is hit number 1. Time for the Cardinals there. 12. 7 runs, 12 hits. Have 2 more than the Dodgers have. and one more run. The batter will be Wally Moon. He's gone 0 for 3 the last time out he walked. Moved around to third, but there he died. He stopped to second, grounded to second, and went out on a ground ball that hit the pitcher and carried off to Gilliam, and he was thrown out. Left-hand batter. Besson fires a pitch out. It's called for by Campanella. Boyer was not going, so that's ball one now on Moon. Rest assured that Freddie Hutchinson would like to get himself an insurance run here in the top of the ninth. There's the throw to first. It's not in time. Reese comes closing in at third. Dodger infield, apparently expecting Moon might be trying to drop a bunt, move Boyer down to second. Besson carefully into position out, checks the runner. Now delivers, and Moon rears back and then takes the pitch low. There's no bunt indication that time. 2 balls, no strikes is the count on Wally Moon. Getting pretty close to the station identification time, too. We'll be sliding that in a minute. See what happens with Moon here. 2-0 delivery from Don Besson. Runner break, the pitch is swung on and fouled away. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Campanella gets a new ball from plate umpire Sikori and starts to rub it up for Don Besson. Drysdale started this afternoon, went 4 innings and pitched to 3 men in the 5th and had to come out of there. Roebuck took over for 2 innings and was touched for 2 hits, including a home run, which manufactured 4 runs all told. Then Levine gave up a run on 2 hits. Besson delivers now on the 2-1 count. The runner breaks again. The pitch is swung on. There's a high fly ball to deep left field. Bellow back, still going back. Under it and hauls it down. Boyer standing on at second base has to turn and come charging back to first. And let's pause now for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Peter Tripp plays the nation's best-selling records every Sunday from 5 to 8 on his program, The Nation's Hits. This is the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer radio station.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, WOKO, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington.
Hitting 3 tries, single to center in the 7th inning. Besson throws to first, keeps Boyer close. In the last half of the 9th inning, it'll be Reese, Snyder, and Vallo, the batsmen for the Brooklyn Dodgers. 7-6 the score, St. Louis. Besson wheels the pitch in there, and Landreth, hitting left-handed, takes it low into the dirt, and he gets away from Campanella, but Boyer cannot break. Ball kicking out in front of Campanella. 1 ball and no strikes. Besson's ready, so is Landreth. There's another throw over to first to keep Kenny Boyer from getting too much of a lead. Besson's ready. His 1-0 pitch to the plate to Landreth. Comes whistling in there, and Hobie after it. Loops one out into left field. It's in for a base hit. Samoli comes over, grabs that ball quickly. Boyer on his way to third. There goes the throw down. It's not in time. Boyer gets there. Landreth, hitting behind the runner, moves him around to third base with 2 down. Looping single hit into right field. That'll be hit number 2 off Besson. That'll be the Cardinals' 13th base hit in the ball game. Looking over the situation in the National League, Milwaukee took Philadelphia in the first game 3-2. At the end of 5 innings of the second game at Philadelphia, no score. Chicago took Pittsburgh 4-1 in the first game. At the end of 2 innings, with Pittsburgh leading 2-1, rain came down. That ball game is being held up. And a single affair this afternoon at the Polo Grounds. The Giants fought back from behind, took Cincinnati 4-3. And at the end of 5.5 innings, the Yankees have picked up the lead on Kansas City now, 3-2. They scored 3 times in the top 6th inning. plate now, hitting right-handed, is Eddie Casco. Beston's fastball cracks in there low for ball one. Two down, 2 on. Landreth at first, Boyer at third. Top of the ninth inning. St. Louis 7, Brooklyn 6. Beston delivers to Casco, low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The last half of the ninth inning, Reese, Snyder, and Vallow will be the Dodger batsmen, backed up by Samoli, if he should be needed. The Brooklyn record on this homestand, by the way, against the Western clubs is 6-6. They won 6 and lost 6. Pitch is swung on, hit out to right field, backing up to the scoreboard is Samoli, and is able to make the catch. He almost got back too far. He reached down around the shoe top to make that catch, too. Well, that's it in the ninth inning for St. Louis. No runs, 2 hits. They strand 2 men, runners at first and third. There are no errors. So the score going into the last half of the ninth inning. St. Louis 7 and Brooklyn has 6. So let's get back to the action, and for Lucky Strike, here's Al. All right, Jerry, Reese is 0 for 4. He's popped to short, a base runner on an error in the third, fly to left, and was called out on strikes. Reese batting at 222. McDaniel was backed up by Larry Jackson in the St. Louis bullpen. The totals going into the last half of the ninth inning for St. Louis: 7 runs, 13 hits, 2 error. They left 10 on. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 stranded by Brooklyn. Reese at the plate takes a curve low for ball one. So it's the last chance for the Brooklyn Dodgers. The 1-0 delivery. Reese takes a curve, and that's low. That's ball 2. McDaniel, young 18-year-old right-hander, bidding for his first ball game either way, delivers a curve, and Reese takes high under the chin for a shave. That's ball 3. I'll just light your lucky up now and stay right with us. 3-0 delivery to Reese. Over for a strike. Reese tried to throw his bat away and go off to first. Frank Sikori called him back. Reese, Snyder, and Vallow. Young Von McDaniel during the St. Louis pitching. Gets his side from Hobie Landreth. Comes once, throws 3-1. Gets his pitch in for strike 2. Now Reese will have to be guarding that plate rather carefully, and young McDaniel will have to be coming in around it somewhere. Reese moving back up to the plate now, digs in. The 3-2 count. Von McDaniel starts his motion. Delivers Reese. Backs off the curve, and it's in there for strike 3 call. And that hurts Reese. He's found out talking to Sikori. Reese is called out on strikes. 5 strikeouts for young McDaniel. Reese is vehemently protesting as manager Alston comes out of the dugout and talks to Reese. Strikeouts. Daniel faces 12 men and gets 5 of them by strikeouts. Duke Snyder's the batter. Struck him out to 7. Duke has 2 for 3. Driven in 1 run today. Daniel's fastball is into the dirt. It's ball 1. Nobody on. Last of the ninth inning. St. Louis 7, Brooklyn 6. McDaniel pitching from the first base side of pitcher's rubber. Delivers. Snyder takes over the pitch for a strike. Now it's Snyder's turn. Do a little beefing. 1 ball, 1 strike. McDaniel delivers, and Snyder after hits a bounding ball to second. Blessingame's got it on a big hop, throws to first amusing when Snyder goes down. Oh, it's all up to Elmer Vallow now. Freddie Hutchinson comes off the St. Louis bench. He's gone out to talk to young Vaughn McDaniel. This is the brother of Lindy McDaniel, the younger brother. Kid has his chance to win his first ball game. Walter Austin comes bouncing off the Dodger bench and meets Frank Sikori halfway between the Dodger bench and home plate. Frank Sikori turned around, said something back to the dugout. It's either throwing Walter Austin out of the ball game or somebody else. Walter's really chilling and enjoying with him right now. Ball popped up on called strikes on Reese and Snyder.